So I'm pulling another thread, and today the question is about food noise. So the question is, how do people deal with food noise? I meal prep every day. I make sure my prep is in line with my calorie deficit, but finding it so hard to cut the food noise out. I know everyone is different, but what helps for others? And then my response to her is, food noise is just propaganda for addiction. They are feeding you toxic, addictive crap and telling you you have food noise. You're detoxing, sis. Have grace with yourself through the process. Now, sis, I need you to hear me when I say this. If you are a woman in the United States of America in 2026 and you are trying to eat better and you're finding it difficult, there is nothing wrong with you. Your body is literally detoxing from years, maybe even decades, depending on how old you are. It might have been in utero of all of these harmful chemicals. This is not just you lacking willpower or you lacking discipline in order to stick to your meal plan. I don't think it's still fully appreciated that the food that we eat, the food that we're being sold, is lab tested until it is addictive. Please Google something called the bliss point. I talk about this all the time because it makes such a huge difference. Foods that we are fed are literally engineered in a lab to create the same dopamine response in our brain as drugs and alcohol and gambling does. Think about how people treat those types of addictions. And once you're aware of what you're up against, you can better navigate through it. Hell, actually, I'd recommend you navigate around it. The truth is that our food is lab tested until it reaches the perfect mix of trans fat, sugar, and salt so that we are addicted to it. They call it hyper palatable or they call it hyper consumable, but all that means is addiction. And so when you have a hard time not eating these foods anymore, that is their formula working exactly as designed. There is nothing wrong with you. Your body's acting exactly how they hoped it would. The key is awareness. So have a lot of grace for yourself. Have a lot of patience with yourself. Treat yourself as though you are breaking an addiction. I think approaching it with that mindset, you'll have a lot more leniency and grace with yourself through this process. It's challenging because some of the other things that we typically associate with addiction largely optional. But when we're talking about food, something that we rely on for sustenance, for life force energy, for happiness, when we rely on something that is engineered to make us sick, it's a whole different level of a mind fuck. I don't think it's normal to have to worry about what you're eating nearly as much as Americans have to worry about what we're eating because you need to eat. And when you don't know what to trust and you're just eating what you're being given, and then you realize the things that you're being given make you sick, you try to stop eating them and then you end up in withdrawals. Like that's a whole thing that a lot of other people in other countries don't have to deal with. So just understand you are going through something so unique and you need to give yourself a lot of grace through this process. And if you'd like for me to pull your thread, head on over there, ask your question and tag me and I'll get to it as soon as I can. And make it easy on yourself. Pick up a free copy of the Real Food Decoder. Learn what real food and real quality looks like so you can eat with real confidence. Link is in bio.